Hello, welcome to part 3 of the tutorial on how to make a miniature. This time we're going to take a look at Netfabb Studio. So let's get in there. Okay, so we're just going to import that model that we just did in Blender. So go to Project, Open. I had mine on the desktop, and I just call that one Girl 2. And just load this in here. Okay, and that's what you want to see is all green. Doesn't always happen that way. Alright, so just putting the model in Netfabb, there's a couple things I want to do. First, I want to make sure it's oriented properly and like for display. Like when you upload this to your website, then how you have it oriented is going to affect how people see the model that you have uploaded to the site. So when you're in Netfabb, you always want it to be Z up. So right now you can see that the Y is up. I thought I had this right in Blender, but apparently not. So just go to Rotate, hit that little thing there along the X-axis, 90 degrees, and that should rotate it. So now the Z is up. But you also kind of want it to look like, if you look over here on the bottom left, you'll see that little, just imagine that's like a shelf, and you want that purple part to be the bottom of the shelf. Then right now should be looking kind of off to the side. I'm just going to rotate her 45 degrees on the Z-axis. Okay, and that's how she should look about-ish when people go in to look at her. Okay, so that's good orientation there. Alright, so first thing we want to do is doctor this model. So you hit the repair, there's a little red cross, and you hit that, and what the computer is going to do is look for holes, you know, kind of soft spots in the mesh, and degenerate faces, or faces that aren't attached properly to things. Okay. So first, you get all this yellow, and a lot of that, especially with the Daz models, it comes from the inside of her mouth, where you have like the teeth, the eyes are connecting, and the ears, and things like that. But there's sometimes the seams between the bodies and the clothing, and between the toes, you can see. So there's all these little spots the computer's saying, hey, these are going to cause problems. The good thing with the yellow, it's real easy to fix. You just go down to Automatic Repair, and execute, and it'll just take a minute to think about this, but it's going to fix all those yellow spots for you by filling those in. So you see this green progress bar at the bottom. Okay, well, while it's doing that, another thing we can look for is just look for any red. If you see any red faces, that means that the face is facing the wrong direction. Each face on the mesh has what's called a normal, and the normal tells the computer which way that face is pointing. And so if it's blue, that means the normal is facing outward, which is what you want for 3D printing, because the 3D printer is looking at that and saying, hey, that's the outside where I'm supposed to be shaping everything. If it's red, that means it's pointing inward, or the opposite direction, and so it's confusing. The printer doesn't know what to do with that. So you need to, if you had any of those, like this one turned out fine because we took care of all that stuff already. If you just right click, you can select triangles or surfaces. So like let's say her dress had come in and it was all red, then I would know, oh, that dress is inside out. Then I would have to right click it and then right click it again and say flip selected triangles. I'll just do that now so you can see. Okay, so I just flipped everything and you can see the whole thing's red now. So that means the normals are inside facing the wrong way. So that's obviously going to cause big problems when you print. So I'll just select that again. Change it back, flip selected triangles, so everything's blue. You'll notice her fingers and everything came out a little chubby. I did thicken her maybe more than I had to in Blender, but again, this is stuff you can play around with when you're practicing and stuff. You're also going to notice these orange. Okay, orange is also, but anything that's not blue you don't want to see. Okay, so we want to get rid of that orange. Orange means degenerate faces. If you go down here, click Actions, Remove Degenerate Faces. I just put my tolerance at 0.01 and it always seems to work. And hit OK. And again, it's usually pretty good about sealing those up for you. Okay, so you can see that's gone. Ooh, look at that. I don't know if I just did that when I was looking at it. I did get a red seam. That's actually kind of nice, and I can show you. So select the surface and flip those. So we got to go through and select these surfaces and then flip the triangles. So I don't know if that just happened when I was mucking around showing you guys how to, because this didn't happen last time, but Anyways, so I guess for purposes of the tutorial, yeah, I don't know if I have to go through this whole thing, but you just want to make sure that anything that is red turns blue. And sometimes I've had parts where you have a really complicated hair mesh, for example, and it's hard to get all of them. Sometimes the computer, when you upload it, will fix it anyways, or it won't seem to make a difference, but definitely the blue is better. Okay, there's a couple triangles here and there. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but basically you want to make sure you have all blue. No orange or red. Now, one important thing to remember is to apply the repair. So once you've done all that and you're happy with the way that everything's turned out, you need to hit apply repair and then remove old part. And then it'll come back to this again where it's just all green. Okay? And then it'll say in the top right, it'll now say girl 2 repaired. So as the name of my file and adds the word repaired to it, which means I've gone through and repaired it. Okay? So now we're just going to export that. So I'll just go to Part, Export. I usually just do STL. It's a slightly smaller file size. And again, I'm just going to put it right on the desktop here. Okay, and now we're going to upload that to Shapeways. So that... I mean, there's Shapeways. There's also Sculpteo and Sculpteo. Well, both of them will do an automated check, but I think it looks like Sculpteo actually puts a little bit more into trying to fix the model if it's not printable right off the bat. Takes forever though. I'm just going to go straight to Shapeways because I've already printed this, uploaded this model to it before. Okay. So this is just a site where you can upload your models to. You can also set up a little online store from them, and if you have models you want to sell, you can make them and sell them on here. I'm not going to go into the details how to set that up, but I'm just going to show you how to upload it. You probably have to create an account. So I'm just, gotta log in here for me. Alright, so I'm going to upload that. You just hit that, go to your model. I'm not actually going to do it because it takes several minutes for it to upload and then do the checks and then upgrade the site or update the site so that it's on there. Basically, we're just going to show you want to select your model. So I'm going to hit Girl 2 Repaired here, the STL file that I just did, open, and you're just going to hit Upload now. Okay. But I'll show you if I go to my page here, go to my models. Oh, it's already here. So this is girl in dress. That's the same. There she is. There you go. So that's what she looked like when I uploaded her. That's the price if I wanted to order her. You'll notice in Shapeways or any 3D printing site will give you all these different materials that you can print in. Not all of them would work for this model. You need to kind of learn what the different materials criteria are. Like she probably would print in silver. She'd cost $47.16. But she probably won't print in sandstone, which is only $3.64. But I just usually do it in the plastic here, the basic plastic. You know, if you're going to paint it anyways, doesn't matter. So again, you could probably fine-tune it a little so her fingers have better placement and so she has better definition in the face and hair and stuff like that. But these are all things you can just mess around with and as you're practicing and learning, and hope that you learned a little bit of something you can follow along here and make your own models, so have fun.